So, a few days ago, SypherPK made a video talking about his thoughts on whether this season could possibly be the last season of Chapter 2, and after this, we move on to Chapter 3. Chapter 2, Season 5, this could be the last season of the entirety of Chapter 2. He made a few good points, I'll talk about them in a second, but there's a couple points that he missed that could help his case in saying that we might move on to Chapter 3 after this. And let me start with kind of summarizing his video a little bit. Long story short, by far his best point was that something that I never really thought of, and we have been in Chapter 2 almost the same amount of time that we were in Chapter 1. I've never really thought of that, and thinking back, we had quite a few extensions with each season, especially Chapter 1. How long were we in that season for? Like 5 or 6 months? That's crazy. Chapter 2, Season 2, about the same, although that Chapter 2, Season 2 was a great season, so we kind of never really thought of it that way. That season was filled with content. I wish that season, I'm going off the track a little bit, I wish that season was on track because we would have had that cool water tsunami storm for a really long time, but that's besides the point. So after that, he started talking about, they could just start rapid firing the seasons because like Chapter 2, Season 3, that season was like, what, 2 months? It was super, super quick. We flew through that, and it's sad because that was an awesome season, to be honest. But anyways, they could do that and just go all the way to Season X just like last time, especially since what they've been doing so far, Epic Games, is they've been following the same pattern. Chapter 1, Season 1, 2, and 3 have been a little bit slow, and they're following the same pattern with Chapter 2, especially with it being boring and no content updates, having the game really simple. And now, Chapter 2, Season 5, it's when the worlds collide. We started getting huge map changes. We even kind of got we got a new biome in Chapter 1, Season 5. Chapter 2, Season 5, we got a new biome. Haven't had a new biome since, and I know the map's been full of snow, but that's not even close to being the same thing. It's not what I'm talking about. And it's kind of even the same thing. We had a desert, we both had a desert each time, except this one was like more sandy. The other one was kind of just mountains and canyons and all that stuff. Still, same type of thing. They are following a pattern, and they could very well go into the next season. Chapter 1, Season 6's theme was Darkness Rises, and Donald Mustard posted a tweet saying that Kevin's coming back. If you haven't seen the tweet, it's basically confirming that Kevin's coming back. He never actually said that Kevin's coming back. And Darkness Rises, that was all about Kevin the Cube, and it could be the same thing. Chapter 2, Season 6, it would fit very, very well. But Cypher's point about us being in the same amount of time, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, is really, really good. And there haven't been a lot of map changes. They could be on the down low building up a new map for Chapter 3, so you never know. But there are two things that Cypher missed in his points to help him out a little bit and talk a little bit more about why Chapter 3 could be next for us. And again, I don't want you guys to get excited before we start talking about it. And also, before I get into those 2 points, go watch Cypher's videos about it because it was fantastic. I'm just expanding upon his points. Go watch it. I'll put a card on screen. I'll put it in the pinned comment. Go check out his video. Absolutely awesome. If you're a huge Fortnite fan, I imagine you already checked it out before you're checking out my video, but still, go check it out. Awesome video. But anyways, let's talk about it. I'll start with my weaker point a little bit first, so stay tuned for my next point because that's probably the biggest thing for me. But anyways, we are seeing quite a few similarities between this season, Chapter 2, Season 5, and Season X, the last season. Season X was the season that made the map change completely. Also, the Visitor was kind of absent. I don't know if we could see him coming in the live event or something because the 7 would have to do with something with the map changing. That feels like it was just fitting. But anyways, we still don't quite have an explanation for why we are having like the same. Like in Season X, we had a lot of rift zones and a lot of the old map POIs were coming back, the old maps POIs, and we're seeing the same type of thing. We had Moisty Palms last season. Greasy Grove was turning into like the same type of thing, and now it's like crossing over Viking Village. We are seeing the old and new map. If you pile the 2 maps on top of each other, it's reverting back to how it originally was. And on top of that, Jonesy himself, Agent Jonesy, is reverting back to the default skin. It's really weird. We do not have an explanation for that, but all we know is that it's happening, and it's a big correlation to Season X in Chapter 1. This season is also a little bit more chaotic, and we don't know why the old map is reverting. Everything seems to be going back to the way it was. I don't know. Maybe we'll get an answer for that in the live event, but we are getting huge Season X themes, and if you've forgotten, Season X was quite the crossover heavy, and this season is all about crossovers, all about other people and worlds colliding, different worlds coming into Fortnite, all about worlds colliding. It's the same thing. The same thing is happening. Epic is following the same pattern, and we are kind of reverting back into Season X in a way. It's really, really weird, but guys, I have an even better point for you. And I can't believe nobody's thought of this yet. At least I personally didn't see it. There has been only one other time where the Zero Point was exposed and actually on the map. And you saw what happened last time the Zero Point was exposed. It kept getting more broken or more unstable, just like it's doing. If you look at the Zero Point, every update, it's getting a little bit more unstable. And the same thing happened all through Season X. And what happened at the end of the season? The map changed. We got a black hole, and I understand it had something to do with the rocket flying into it and the meteor, but the same thing's happening. The Zero Point could explode or something like that. And I'm sure anything could happen. You could like have Kevin come back and start rolling into the Zero Point, whatever. people are trying to escape the loop. Maybe John Jones will blow it up or something like that. You never know. It's totally possible. The Zero Point is exposed. It's exposed again, and it has not been exposed. The monster exposed it in last chapter. Galactus exposed it in this chapter. Honestly, though, we're probably just gonna have to wait until this live event becomes, because what if there's something like the Caddis event, so the Caddis versus monster, excuse me, the monster versus the mecha thing happen? What if another live event happens like that? Or maybe even Singularity and the mech could even come down from space and come down and join the fight, grab the Zero Point, do something wild with it, and then maybe we could be left in for a couple weeks of the Zero Point, just like in Season X, how it was back then. Then it could just explode for a couple weeks, and then bang, we're in Chapter 3. Or maybe you could even have the bounty hunters fighting against the mech or something like that, because we still don't know whose side Singularity is on. Seems like she's on Agent Jonesy's side, but who knows? She's definitely coming back, by the way. And I know I am reaching quite a bit with this theory a little bit here, but I like thinking. I like thinking about the Fortnite story. I like talking about Singularity. She is not done. There's no way that girl is done with this story. She just saves the world and flies off. Or did she save the world? Is she a bad guy? I'm so interested in what's going on with her, but like, got a little off topic. So yeah, our last live event of the season had to do with the Zero Point, and in Season 9, the same thing is happening, guys. And the Zero Point, when it's outside and on the island, good things. I guess it depends how you look at it, whether it's a good or bad thing. It's a bad thing for the island, but a good thing for us, because that means we could be getting a new map. This could be the end of Chapter 2. This could be the start of Chapter 3, but I cannot believe that nobody's thought of this so far. The Zero Point is exposed, and that makes for some really chaotic things. I kind of hope they do, while I'm on the topic of the Zero Point, I kind of hope they make a whole thing where the Zero Point is super unstable, and you have to, like, remember in Chapter 1 where you could, like, jump into it, and then you'd be super, super slow moving. It was really, really cool, and all the fights would be super slow motion. That was so sick. I hope they do something like that again. But again, guys, I want to know what you think. Do you think that the Zero Point being exposed has anything to do with this? And what do you think about Sypher's theory there? Again, guys, please go watch Sypher's video. It was a fantastic video. I'm just expanding upon his points a little bit. Do you think that we could be moving on to Chapter 3 after this? Please, whatever happens, do not get your hopes up, because if you get your hopes up that Chapter 3 is next, then and it doesn't happen, you'll be quite disappointed. And a new season's always an awesome thing. It always brings fun, unique things, so don't get your hopes up too high. This is just all for fun. We're speculating for fun here, but I do think that it's very possible, especially with looking at Sypher's points, because I didn't even go through all of them. This could be the end of Chapter 2, and that's actually really, really crazy to think about. It's crazy that we've been on this map for this long. It doesn't even feel like that long, but anyways, guys, let me know your theories down below. I would love to read about them there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're new here and you enjoyed it, please consider hitting the like button. It would help out the channel a ton. And subscribe if you'd like to see more Fortnite and Smash Bros content. Two more things, guys. If you enjoy UFC or MMA, I have another channel. It's called Talking Fights with Kyle. I'll leave it in the description down below if you want to go check it out. And lastly, if you feel like using my supporter creator code, I just got one. It's Clen-GoKo, all capital letters. I'll put it on screen here. If you want to use my code, if you want to support me, feel free. I would really appreciate that. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop your theories below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.